all throughout our lives, things change. Plans that we make sort of get unbalanced. There's a little bit of chaos that can happen sometimes in our lives. Things and events that we were hoping or expecting would happen don't end up happening. Roadblocks come up in our way. And what I found is over time, there are moments when these things have happened. And I have focused so much on the roadblock and how it was hindering me, how it wasn't turning out in the way that I wanted it to, and how it wasn't happening in the way that I wanted it to, that I wasted a lot of energy not moving forward. And emotionally, I was sort of down because of it. And so I wanted to talk through and share some tools and maybe not tools, but questions to ask yourself, to write down, to journal, to answer, to put whatever thoughts come to these questions, and see what happens. I think you'll end up in a better place, hopefully with some insight, some good feelings, and hopefully end up in a better mood that'll allow you to think more clearly and take some good actions that'll lead you to where you want to go. So the next time you're in a challenging spot, here are some fun questions to ask and the order that I typically would go in. One is, what thoughts am I having about this situation? And are they even true, right? Take time to write that out. And literally all the stories that are happening in your mind about what's happening to you, why it's happening to you, what cause it'll have or is having, write them all down. Then read them out loud to yourself. Literally, after you write it down in a journal or on a piece of paper, read it out loud and ask yourself, now that I've read it, is it really true? Then the second question is, well, what is actually true about this situation? And that'll allow you to sort of sort through what you're making up in your mind and what you're playing out in your mind that hasn't happened or isn't very likely to happen versus what it actually is. And I would pair with that, when you write out what is actually true about this situation, what would happen if I accepted the situation as it is? So in that moment, what often happens is you take the power and negativity out of whatever it is that's happening, and you get the chance to see it for what it is, and see all the pieces, so to speak, on the board. Then I would ask myself, what is good in my life that has nothing to do with this situation? And what I often find is this changes my feelings at that moment when I'm able to take a look at all the good and wonderful things in my life, whether it be your health, your children, your home, your family, you had a good meal today, whatever it is, to take a moment to write down some really good things in your life, to take you sort of out of a negative state for a moment. Then last, I would write down, what do I really want in life? And it's sort of a reset and reminder of, wait, these are the things I really want in my life. How do I then go get them, regardless of the situation that's happening to me? And what I have found is by going through this exercise, which, by the way, I just did this morning, I am able to take any sort of negative energies, anxieties that I was feeling, and take all that juice and then put it into a new idea, a new inspiration, a new way and path that I want to travel moving forward. Because in this life, changes are going to constantly happen. New roadblocks are going to constantly occur. What we think is going to happen is not going to happen as you think it's going to happen. And so when those roadblocks happen and those changes and uneven ground occur, how do we, and I especially, create some tools for myself mentally to not dwell in that moment for too long, to work around it, and to keep on pursuing the goals and dreams that I have? So that's my message for today. I hope you get to move forward and have a loving day today.